Bus. It's a bus. Golden Arrow. One of their buses took off the mirror of my car. It's been a weird week. So as part of the Tell a Story Hive project, they had a marketing firm reach out to a bunch of media outlets on our behalf in order to try to drum up a little bit of interest around every documentary or every film that's being made right now. So I discovered last Saturday that the Alaska Highway News had done a piece on me, that being, of course, the paper for the area of the world that I grew up in. And I was read the piece. It was pretty basic because they didn't do an interview with me right off the bat or anything like that. It was pretty standard, kind of more of a press release than anything else. And the reactions were kind of interesting. There were some folks who were really thrilled, mostly those who know who I am. And there were some who were really concerned that there's no way that a filmmaker came from here, and if someone's getting $50,000, they're taking it out of the community and silly things like that. And there was actually one of the parents of a girl who I went to school with showed up in the comments with some strong feelings. She didn't realize that she actually has met me a couple of times over the years. So with all this thinking about home, it really hit me hard when I had an actual phone interview with the Alaska Highway News. We talked about a whole bunch of different things about growing up queer in the North and about what it would be like to have programs like Queer Scouts up in Fort Nelson or in Fort St. John even, and about how the area is improving in a lot of ways, but it's still not perfect. And we also, we talked about the film and whatnot, but I got off the phone and it really, it hit me like a ton of bricks. All of the pain and the past trauma that I've kind of done my best to move on from. Sometimes you think you've done all the processing that you need to do around an issue, and then you find out that really you haven't. And so I've been doing a lot of that. In the time that I've been away, it's still the place I look to when I think about growing up. It's still the place I look to when I think about being at home. And that really got me thinking about home and what home means and what home is and all that, existential silliness. And it got me thinking about Edmonton for two reasons. One was because I have lived here now for 12 years, and I'm pretty integrated into a lot of communities, and I'm really at this point where I know a lot of people and it feels comfortable. And the other reason was that I was, until this week, waiting on word back from a potential job opportunity that would have had me leave Edmonton. This was a video content creation position with a wonderful organization who would have had me living in the mountains, and they would have been paying me a fabulous wage, and sure, it would have been a little more expensive to live in the mountains, but mountains. And it would have been great. Unfortunately, I didn't get the job. But fortunately, I didn't get the job because there are a lot of things that are here that I need to be in Edmonton for now. And this week, I've really been thinking about how much this place has become home. Even when I meet new people here, it really feels right in Edmonton, which I never really thought it would feel that way. The first few years that I was living here, I wanted to move away as soon as possible. And then it was, after this creative project, or after this film, after we record our album, all these things like that. And it ended up just never happening. And I kept meeting people who kept me here, whether creative partners or romantic partners. And so now here I am. I'm in Edmonton, and I'm home. And it feels good. It also just occurred to me how weird it is that I made 2 documentaries about people not having homes while I was coming to terms with this place being my home. That's really interesting. I'm gonna have to think on that some more. But anyways, that whole long ramble, I guess, is just to say I'm in Edmonton. I'm staying in Edmonton for the foreseeable future, and that's pretty cool. Also, if you can hear the water, sorry, that's the fish.